Hello, this is Minnesota Conference Communication Department. We are here today with Pastor Thomas. Pastor Thomas, would you tell us what your full names are and what your role in the Minnesota Conference is?
Hello, everybody. My name is Darnisha Thomas, and I am an associate pastor here in the conference at the Southview Seventh-day Adventist Church in Richfield, Minnesota, as well as the Children's Ministries Director for the Minnesota Conference.
Good. Children's Department. What does that exactly entail? What do you do?
So in Children's Ministries, we do a lot of stuff kid-related. Our goal as the Children's Ministries coordinators in the conference is to be a liaison between the local church and the conference, as well as representing the union and even the division levels on behalf of Minnesota Conference. So we are basically from 0 to at least 12, 13. That's normally that age range. So we cover adventurers, we cover pathfinders, so that age group is around that area part. So but we connect. Our goal is to connect also with family ministries and even youth ministries, just to help create a seamless transition from children's ministries onto youth ministries.
Sounds exciting. That's a busy part of the church. You have to kindergarten and pathfinders, adventurers.
Absolutely.
You have to work with their parents too. That's exciting. So right now, as you're dealing with the church, how are you finding the connection with the local church and also the support from the union?
We are getting a lot of great support from the union, from the church ministries, and from the American Union. So I'm really grateful for Pastor Roger Wade for just being a means of support and providing resources, as well as getting great support from the division level with Sherry Urick and Pastor Jerry Lopez from NAD. And they normally check in to see how we're doing. And as far as churches, our goal is just to make sure that our churches are equipped to minister to our children and their families. Because normally back in the day, it's just only children's ministries, but not knowing that it's not just only the church and the kid, but it's the church, the kid, and the family. So our goal here in the Minnesota Conference is to help not only empower our teachers and our children's ministries leaders, but also the families, the parents, because parents are with their kids much longer than us teachers and us leaders in the church. So it's just being able to help them continue the conversations from Sabbath school.
Especially during this COVID-19 period. I assume the children ministries should be extremely busy to make sure that the children, the parents, you don't have a breakdown.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, we have been quite busy with COVID. We normally do we just started doing a monthly children's ministries advisory, where we have our children's ministries leaders from our local churches, and we check in. It's always the first Tuesday of each month, and we just check in to see how are the leaders doing. Are they burnt out? Do they need help? How can we support them, not only in their ministry, but personal life? So that's just been my goal, just to have that personal connection with those leaders, because I know how it is being a children's ministries leader, and with COVID, it's a whole new caveat because it's the unfamiliar territories that we go through, and some of our families and kids, they're going through some Zoom fatigue. So our goal is to help them out with Sabbath school, letting them know that there are resources. There are a lot of great resources from the conference that we are providing, and we want to make sure that our church leaders and families know the resources that they have, that we have to offer for these groups. So it's been, but so far I've been talking with the parents, with the leaders. The leaders have been doing great job with Zoom Sabbath school classes. I know my church personally, we do a Zoom Sabbath school class with our kids, and that's the game plan, is just to do it towards the end of the year. And it's been a huge success. We had at least 40 families alone that will tune in, and then we'll break them out into separate breakout groups on Zoom. And it's such a beautiful feature of learning about Zoom, just checking in, seeing how they're doing, celebrating birthdays, and even VBS has been a whole new highlight.
VBS, how is that going with within the COVID-19 environment?
Well, as far as VBS is concerned, VBS has been a blessing. I am a strong fan of Vacation Bible School alone, and I was sad to know that, okay, I'm not going to see my babies in person, but this is what we can do now, and we're grateful that the NAD, the North American Division, was providing us a virtual option to VBS. We had some churches that most likely did theirs in person, but most of our churches, from whom I've been talking with, they have been doing their VBS virtually, and they were able to gain a huge blessing. I know KCC, Kenyan Community Church, did a 100-day children's prayer and had the kids lead out.
Wow. And
it's been such a huge success, and just a special shout out to Lynn McCoya. She has done an excellent job with that factor. So it's, even though that everything is canceled for the most part, but children's ministry is never canceled. So the VBS has gone well.
That's true.
The kids, they do their craft, they do the meetings, they stream in, and even they can do it on demand with a lot of their churches. So I've seen a lot of pictures even at Andover and Southview, and even Minnetonka, they had something going on. It's just been so powerful. Like whatever was like, okay, it's canceled, but God was like, no, there are kids that need to know about Jesus. So now our churches are in the follow-up process. It's been since July, since the latest VBS, and what we're doing is we are doing a follow-up. So Kids Sabbath is normally October 3rd, but I know for some churches may not be Children's Sabbath at that date, but in a couple other days, the goal is to follow up with whatever's being taught at VBS and to apply it to our Children's Sabbath. So I'm excited about that.
Good. So many of the church leaders who would watch this program and get interested to get in touch with Children Ministries Department, how do they get hold of you?
They can get a hold of me at darnisha.thomas@mnsda.com. And we have a group page on our WhatsApp. So if you have WhatsApp, by all means, just let us know. Just send me that email, say, hey, I'd like to be a part of this group. And that's just a way for us to check in. I normally check saying, hey, how's everybody doing? And I will send in resources, not just only from GraceLink, but we also have the Growing Together curriculum. And that's something that my church, we are benefiting from, because we're doing the home connections that's provided from the Growing Together Sabbath School curriculum. And our children have been blessed richly from that. So that's my role as your pastor, is not just only giving you one form of resource, but other options that could be conducive for your congregation.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to say directly to our church leaders today?
Yes, absolutely. So for my fellow pastors, my leaders, local leaders, I just want to give a shout out to those who have been deeply invested in our children's salvation and in the work that's being done for our families. We know that God is doing a really great work here in Minnesota, and I'm excited to see what He has to offer within the end of the year. So much has changed, creativity has changed, and my prayer is, let us partner together. I want to remind you all not to grow weary in doing good for our kids. And yes, our kids will go through Zoom fatigue, and yes, our kids miss each other, but we just got to remind ourselves we have to keep each other safe. And also just be reminded that there are some safety guidelines if you decide to reopen. Proper safety precautions, because we steward the gospel well when we model the recommendations that's provided for our government today. So parents, hang in there. We know it's been hard, but know that you are not alone. We are here for you on behalf of your children's ministries leader. We thank you guys for just allowing us to invest into this ongoing ministry. I tell Pastor Magani that you show me a church with children, with a solid ministry, and I will show you a growing church. And that's something that's important, and that's our goal here. We're not just about Sabbath school or children's story, but we are all about just connecting and partnering with our families. And we also have a Pinterest online, and I'll share with you the link to the Pinterest. So for those who might, oh my goodness, I need help with children's story, or I need to come with a craft for Sabbath school, we have everything on our Pinterest for leaders and for parents and for those who say, hey, I need to do children's story, help. You can just click on there and you can get ideas of object lessons and just some really cool stuff that you can do with the kids. Even for community service outreach is another example.
Pastor Denisha Thomas, you can get hold of her. God bless you all for the work you're doing for God's children. Blessings.